So everybody moving down.
Our problem is resolved. We
Okay,
don't we
good.
don't need to hold.
Okay,
We-
good.
We can stay on time.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I was just getting a little worried, but hey, listen, we're good. No. That just stays between us.
Okay, so Mr. Tierney.
Good afternoon. My name is Eugene Ford, and I am the proud principal of Indian Ridge School. On behalf of the students, faculty, and staff, we would like to welcome you to our 2022 commencement exercise of Indian Ridge School. One of our cornerstones of our school philosophy is respect. Out of respect for the hard work of our graduates and their families, please refrain from shouting out names, using noisemakers, or doing anything that may distract from the dignity of this ceremony. Please put all cell phones on vibrate and remain seated throughout the ceremony until all the graduates have left the auditorium. Upon the ceremony's conclusion, families and guests will stay in the auditorium. Please rise for the procession and remain standing as Tamara Bridges, Student Government Vice President, leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Graduates and guests, please be seated. I am honored to introduce our platform guest. Please stand to be recognized. Mr. Michael Burke, Superintendent of the School District of Palm Beach County. Mr. Ed Tierney, Deputy Superintendent of the School District of Palm Beach County. Mrs. Valerie Haynes, Central Regional Superintendent. Mrs. Karen Wetzel, Central Regional Instructional Superintendent. Dr. Glenda Sheffield, Chief Academic Officer. Mr. Joe Sanchez, Chief Operation Officer. Mr. Keith Oswald, Chief Equity and Wellness. Mr. Kevin McCormick, ESE Director. Mrs. Karen Brill, Board Member, District 3. Mrs. Andrews, Marsha Andrews, Board Member, District 6. Shantoya Bernard, General Counsel. Virginia Salvatore, sitting for Gregory Wines, Commissioner of Palm Beach County. And Mr. Eddie Runner, who would be representing Indian Ridge, and our high school crisis intervention teacher. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Michael Burke, Superintendent of the School District of Palm Beach County. As the Superintendent of the A-rated School District of Palm Beach County, Mr. Burke is passionate about ensuring academic excellence and paving the way for post-success of our district 170,000 students who attend nearly 180 schools. He is deeply committed to the school board's mission to educate, affirm, and inspire each student in an equity-embedded school system. As the superintendent of the 10th largest district in the nation, Mr. Burke oversees Palm Beach County's largest workforce. The district employs over 23,000 people. Mr. Burke's tenure began in July 2020. He was unanimously elected by the board because of his extensive experience with all aspects of the district operation and administration, spanning for more than 24 years. For most of his career, Mr. Burke served as the district chief financial officer and was responsible for both financial management and information technology. Mr. Burke has overseen district operations, legislative affairs, and labor relations. He has led several successful referendums to improve funding for the public education of Palm Beach County. Prior to his time in Palm Beach County, Mr. Burke served as a budget analyst for the Broward County Public Schools for 8 years. He earned a Bachelor's of Science in Finance at Florida State University and holds a master's degree in public administration from Florida Atlantic. Mr. Burke grew up in South Florida and enjoyed working and living in the community with his wife and grown children. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Burke to our stage.
Thank you, and good afternoon. So it's my first year as superintendent here in Palm Beach County, and this is my first graduation. And I'm very proud to be part of this ceremony. And I'm extremely proud of you, and more importantly, you should be proud of you. Principal Ford and faculty, can we get a round of applause for our graduates, everyone? So I sat down to write this speech, and I was staring at the blank page in front of me. I wasn't having much luck. I looked out the window. It was a little dirty. I didn't see much inspiration. And I was talking to my wife, always has good ideas, and she says, hey, why don't you think about your own graduation when you graduate high school? And so I had to think hard because it was 1985. That was 37 years ago. And I know what the graduates are thinking. You're thinking, this dude is old, right? That's okay. That's to be expected. The tougher part is when I look at your parents and they're still thinking the same thing. But that's okay. But, when I thought about my graduation, I could think about the friends I had that, I was looking around the room, making see how my friends were doing. My family was there, so I was trying to find my family, in the audience, made sure I waved and connected with them. I could remember a couple of the kids that gave speeches, but the humbling conclusion was I couldn't remember the superintendent's speech. I couldn't even remember the superintendent's name, right? And that's okay. I don't think I ever knew it even back then because I had great teachers. I had a great principal. There was a team there that made sure my needs were taken care of educationally. And, the superintendent was busy doing other things, and that's all right. So that was humbling, but that also took some of the pressure off of me. I said, this speech is more about, it's about you. It's about you. It's about the people that helped you get here today to reach this important milestone and this accomplishment. And it's about the teachers and the Principal Ford and the whole team here at Indian Ridge that's been with you. And then the schools you attended before that. That's who we need to be thinking about today. And, just because I don't remember the speech from my superintendent, that doesn't mean you're off the hook. You're still going to get one from me, okay? I'll try to keep it brief, but I do have a few things I want to share with you. And first I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. I want you to take a moment and think about those people in your life that helped you get here today, that made sure you graduated. That could be, a lot of times, that's maybe your parents. It could be grandparents, aunt and uncle. It could be some of your teachers, Principal Ford. could be anybody, right? But I want you to think about that and then narrow it down to the folks, a couple people you think were really most impactful. And then what I want you to do, your last homework assignment, is today, hopefully, maybe if you get a chance to reach out to them, thank them, and tell them why. Tell them why they had an impact on you. And what I'd really recommend is that maybe you write them a note, right? And not a text, a handwritten note, in your own words and not emojis, because that, I think, is sometimes easier than when I know talking to my parents, it wasn't always easy to tell them exactly what I was feeling, but I found later in life I learned this. If you write something down, you can think it through maybe and find the right words. Also, just want to say, the best accomplishments in life do not come easy. The harder they are, the more satisfaction and the greater the reward when you get there. And so hopefully you see that today, right? You had a goal to graduate high school, and you've reached it. You had to navigate a pandemic, whatever challenges. I'm sure it's not always easy, but you stuck it out, you persevered, and you reached your goal. And now that what you need to do next is think about your next goal, right? I think the key is you keep pushing forward. Keep, if you want to continue your education, if that's in college or technical education, or if it's on the job or through some type of apprenticeship program, whatever you do, the main thing is just keep moving forward, right? Keep growing, be a lifelong learner. Keep adding knowledge, skills. The more you can attain, the better. And you need to keep that going well beyond school and throughout your life. That's the key, I think, is really just in setting high goals for yourself. Don't sell yourself short. If there's something you want to do it. Last few things I want to say is, you got to claim your own future, right? Nobody else can claim it for you, not even your parents. So give that some thought. I know I'm putting a lot on you here today. You just graduated. You're probably saying, hey, give me a break. I've graduated that. So if you need to take a couple days to think about that, that's fine. That's good. But then, don't let the summer go by where you're still trying to figure out what you want to do next. You need to have a plan, work on that. Other advice I'd offer my own kids, I have 3 kids in their 20s now. They've all graduated. Actually, they all graduated college now. And what I would tell them, same as I tell you, is to be true to your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. That'll make you dependable, and people appreciate that, and it'll help you throughout your life. I'd ask you to be kind to everyone, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Everyone makes mistakes. The important thing is we learn from them, we move on. But when you're kind to all those people around you, whether they're in positions of power, or maybe you're in a position of power and you have some influence over their life, if you treat everyone kind, that says a lot about your character and who you are, and people will recognize that and appreciate you for it. And my last advice is when you get that first job, there's an old saying. My parents were full of old sayings. I'm going to spare you a lot of them today, but one of them was pay yourself first. And what that means is put a little savings aside. And sometimes it's hard to do, but when you get that opportunity, the more you can put aside and over the longer period of time, the better shape you'll be in. All right, so that's probably enough advice from me today. You're getting off easy. Trust me, could be a lot more. But I realize, again, what today is about is celebrating you and your families and enjoying this really special day. Class of 2022, it has been my absolute pleasure to be a part of this ceremony. Parents, family members, congratulations. I know what it takes to get kids to school on time every day, to make sure they've got lunch, to do whatever, if it's going out in the middle of the night to buy something from CVS for your kid. I know there's a ton of responsibilities that come with raising children, and you're to be commended as well. And to the team here at Indian Ridge and Principal Ford, thank you. Thank you for your stellar work and this beautiful ceremony to recognize our graduates here today. I'm going to leave you with one last thing. It's a song. The song came out in 2004, so that's about 18 years ago. Some of you, that might have been the year you were born. I think it's seems appropriate to me, but I hope you like it. So with that, I'm going to exit stage left, and if the communications team could roll the video, I'd appreciate it.
Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Mrs. Marcus, a family counselor here and the co-advisor for student government. On behalf of staff and students, I'd like to extend a congratulations to all our graduates and their loved ones. Job well done. Now let me start by saying we are proud of all our graduates, but as in any other high school, we have selected a student based on his individual achievements to deliver the renowned graduation speech. Kenneth Avery, please come join me on the stage. Kenneth Avery is an active participant and a leader at Indian Ridge. He is our student council sergeant at arms. He placed first in the district SECME essay competition, and cross our fingers, will be selected as the winner at regionals on May 16th. In addition, Kenneth learned to embrace all that Indian Ridge has to offer. Kenneth took the initiative and completed the requirements that have earned him a Bright Future Scholarship. Not an easy task. Kenneth was accepted to Palm Beach State College and will start attending classes in the fall. Besides his academic accomplishments and awards, he has grown as a person and understands what it means to be the best version of himself. He is talented in so many ways. That being said, let's hear from Kenneth and be inspired.
Good afternoon and welcome to all the families, friends, fellow graduates, and staff members. I'm Kenneth Avery, and this is the last time I will have the opportunity to address all of you here, not only as the Sergeant at Arms of our student government, but also as a graduating senior of the class of 2022. Thank you everyone for coming today for this momentous occasion. To begin with, I want to congratulate my classmates who will walk across the stage to receive their diplomas. This school year has seemed never-ending, and May 12th couldn't have come quickly enough if you ask any of the seniors. We woke up, came to school after being virtual for a year, and did our work, which led us to one of the most significant accomplishments of our lives, graduation. To the rest of the students in the audience, you will inevitably get to this point if you do the same thing as we did. Focus on prioritizing your schoolwork. Before I continue with that, I'd like to take the time to reflect on my experience at Indian Ridge. Here at Indian Ridge, I've learned a lot, as you can probably tell since I'm standing up here. And every time I see a younger student in the halls, or even just an underclassman struggling, they remind me of myself from when I first came to Indian Ridge. To graduate, you show that you have overcome challenges and worked hard to get where you are. Throughout my years as a student, I have seen the kindness and unconditional love of the staff here. I know I have grown as an individual because of their expectations, patience, and continuous support. It's no secret that all students could benefit if they are willing to accept the help provided by the staff at Indian Ridge School. If there's one point I would like to drive home to our future graduates, you will be successful no matter where you are. All that matters is how hard you are willing to work for what you want. All of us in this room are capable of amazing things: success, kindness, and greatness. The students here are exceptional, meaning they have the potential for excellence. So never give up on what you want to achieve. You'll miss 100% of the shots you choose not to take. Some of my fellow graduates will be going off to pursue post-secondary education, like myself, while others will look into securing a job in the workforce. That fact doesn't surprise me with the perseverance I've seen from this graduating class. You'll keep doing amazing things, even outside these luxurious cream-colored walls. Good luck and good job. Hopefully some extra money comes your way. Finally, as much as I love to talk, I know we have a graduation to start. I want to thank Mrs. Marcus for always offering me support and guidance when needed, even when I didn't know to ask. I'd also like to thank all the teachers and staff, especially Dr. AJ and Miss Webster, for their extra help. Thank you to Miss Wood and Mr. Ford for giving me this opportunity to shine. Lastly, thank you to my parents for always advocating for me when I need it and helping me reach my fullest potential. Congratulations again to my fellow graduates. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce Mrs. Karen Wetzel, Central Regional Superintendent of the School District of Palm Beach County. As a native of Palm Beach County, Karen Wetzel has been serving students of Palm Beach County for more than 30 years. Starting as a substitute teacher while she was in college, she knew she wanted to make a difference by creating a strong, supportive learning environment and providing opportunities for all students. Mrs. Wetzel has served as a teacher, a curriculum specialist, assistant principal, principal at all 3 levels, elementary, middle, and high school, as well as the assistant superintendent of teaching and learning. Currently, the instructional superintendent for secondary schools in Central Region, she proudly supports the leadership, staff, and students at Indian Ridge. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Karen Wetzel to the stage.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ford. Well, over the last couple of days, I've had a chance to chat briefly with almost all of the graduates. I've walked away from those conversations so impressed with the intellect, resiliency, and gratitude that comes from these beautiful students. In every single conversation, these students have shared how important the staff of Indian Ridge has been to their academic and social-emotional growth. I would really like at this time if the entire staff from Indian Ridge to stand and be recognized, because there's no greater compliment than to hear from your students how much they love and respect you. Thank you so much. In addition to the staff, parents, families, you should also know that these young people speak very highly of you. They are grateful that you've been on this journey with them, supporting them each and every step of the way. If you could stand and be recognized this afternoon, I think we'd like to give you a round of applause to thank you for everything you've done for them. So graduates, as I said, I was very happy to meet you and speak with you, and I'm so honored to be here today to stand in front of you. And that opportunity to get to know you just a little bit. Every one of you brings something so special to the world, and it was so heartwarming to hear your stories and how grateful you are for the opportunities that you've been afforded. I believe it was Savion that first shared with me how much he loves the staff and how he really knows how supportive they have all been. And just by that first statement, he really made me reflect on the importance of the relationships that we build. Relationships are built on good, honest communication and respect for others. And in speaking with all of you, it is evident how much you all respect your school, your peers, your families, and yourselves. Because of this, your future is so bright. Each one of you are prepared for those next steps. Alex, you articulated it well. When you said that Indian Ridge has given you the opportunity to develop courage and self-discipline, Alex plans to turn his artistic talents. By the way, he has a piece of artwork at the Norton Art Gallery, just so everybody knows. But he plans to turn that artistic talent into a computer science degree as a software engineer. Kenneth, so wonderful to meet you. You are dependable and you communicate so well. You've earned the bright futures and will pursue a degree in forensic technology. And don't forget, when you're done, come back and find us. We'll find you a job in our tech department, okay? Savion, I learned, is planning to go back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, right? And bank that money so he can achieve his dream of being an entrepreneur, and we wish you well in that. Jay, who's known for his compassion, has shared that he wants to be able to give back to his community, and he plans to study to be a paramedic, and after meeting him, I know the community will be in great hands. Now, perseverance is definitely a quality we all need in our relationships, right? And Ruben, you have truly persevered. You are definitely a go-getter, and I know you're gonna make an excellent auto mechanic, because I am certainly bringing my car to you, for sure. Alfred, you're certainly one of the most serious, hardworking, creative students in this graduating class. Already creating comics, he plans to pursue college and a career of graphic design. And Tamira, my goodness, was so great to see you today. What a ton of personality. Your experience as Vice President of Student Government will certainly lead you to being so super successful. Jenica is an overall winner for the school district's Character Counts program. You certainly epitomize what it means to be a student of Indian Ridge. People strive every day to do what you do, and you do it so naturally. We're really glad that you're a graduate here today. In each one of their stories, you can hear how relationships have played a starring role. Relationships with their families, their teachers, their therapists, other staff, and each other. And I think Mr. and Mrs. Virgil summed it up perfectly when I had the chance to meet them yesterday. They said that Indian Ridge hasn't just changed Alfred's life, but has changed the life of their whole family. It just makes, just that statement alone, when your whole family buys into the educational process, just how important that is. So you see, my friends, it is really truly about relationships. And I wish you well as you go out into the world. Remember to be kind to one another. Like Teddy Roosevelt said, no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Congratulations and thank you.
Good afternoon, guests, friends, and family. My name is Ruben Bogopolsky. I have the pleasure of introducing past graduates who are going to share with you how Indian Ridge School helped them become their best as adults. Class of 2022 and remaining high school students, listen carefully to what these graduates have to say, because at the end of this day, we will be among those who come to Indian Ridge from different schools and backgrounds, but like the Starfish story, we were the one that mattered to Indian Ridge School. Now please enjoy the video that my friend Kyle Grant and Student Government President of Indian Ridge.
Hi, my name's Amanda, and I'm a previous student of Indian Ridge. I wanted to jump on here and say a few words. First, congratulations, class of 2022. That is super exciting that you're graduating. And now the real fun begins. So I wanted to say a few things about myself. I attended Indian Ridge for 3 years in 2004. And during that time, it was a real roller coaster. The staff at Indian Ridge helped me emotionally and helped me get back on track with my After Indian Ridge, I went on to attend college. I graduated and landed a job in the medical management industry, and I'm now happily married with